Hey, what's going on, dudes? My name is TDC, and welcome to my Minecraft world with mods. Man, it's been a little while, hasn't it? I think I'm going to take this time to kind of reintroduce the series to all the new peeps. We are about, I think, like 300 or 400 stronger than we were the last episode, which is nuts. So I just thought I'd take the time, reintroduce the series, tell you what it's all about, and we'll kind of go from there. So, my Minecraft world with mods works exactly the same as my Minecraft world vanilla, right? You guys leave your ideas and suggestions, build ideas, whatever the case may be, in the comments down below. We take those comments and we turn them into reality. We'll try to build them to the best of our ability in this world. Now, the only difference between my Minecraft world with mods and my normal vanilla Minecraft world is that we can actually take those ideas and really run with them. So the idea is, say you want to build a cookie factory. In vanilla, you'd build a house, you'd throw some cookies in there, and you'd call it a done day, right? Not a whole lot you can do, but with modded Minecraft, we can actually make a cookie factory. From step one to cookies in your face, completely automatic, right? And that's going to be the fun of this series, and I think it's going to be a blast. So, I started off my Minecraft world with mods in a single player modded world, but we ended up losing that world a couple of weeks after it started. Basically, I was trying to fix some of the problems that I was having or issues with the pack, and I ended up messing something up really bad and deleting the world and couldn't recover it. I couldn't get it back, and I don't know what happened to it. So basically, I thought that we'd go ahead and take that series from a single player world and jump over onto the Hypermine modded server. We are currently running Resonant Rise 3, which is a pack that I am super excited for. There's all kinds of stuff in here that I really want to check out, and plus we get to hang out with some cool peeps. So we got Dolenmeister on right now, and it's typically pretty active, man. We got a lot of members hanging out on this server these days, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun. So it's been a little while since I've been able to play, but I'm eager to get back into it, man. So we've got some stuff to talk about, things that I did in a stream, which we're going to talk about later. And I thought for today's episode, we're just going to kind of take a quick little tour, and I'll show you around the place, show you what we've done, show you how we've caught up from the first couple of episodes that we released of my Minecraft world with mods, and we can kind of go from there. So, we'll start off with last episode. We kind of started off just over in the little starter hut. Let's head over there, and let's take a peek at some of the stuff that's going on over there. So I know there's been some changes, and there's probably a bunch of new stuff that I haven't even seen yet. So we have our advanced portal all set up. That was kind of like the first thing I did after I found this new area. But this is where I left off. And hold on while I change some controls real quick. Let's do simply jetpacks. There it is. Switch mode, let's do that to Alt, and let's turn on and off left control, or right control. There we go. Much better. Alright, so that way we can turn hover mode on and off, and we don't have to just keep floating around. We can kind of like go as we choose. But anyway, so this is where we started off, right? You guys remember our little hidey hole over here, and I basically just collected everything up and I moved out of here. Still got some stuff in here, lots of netherrack, and I have a golden lasso. But yeah, so I ended up going mining, and I found that place. We'll talk a little bit more about that later on, but let's go. Somebody's got a house over here. I want to go see what's going on, man. There's been some changes. Free distilled water, bring your own tank. Solar distiller. IC2? Interesting. Okay, so that's a thing. This is somebody's place over here. I haven't seen any of this stuff yet. Ender Tank Emporium. That's a lot of ender pearls. Holy cow. Somebody's working. What is going on here? I wonder what's being fed into this thing. Oh, it's one of these energy collectors, which just uses the sun. Gotcha, that's pretty cool. So somebody's been busy. Somebody's getting into the what is that? Project E, which is a really cool mod. But enter at your own risk if on. Okay, so we're not gonna go in there. I don't know what this is. I'm gonna assume it's Enderman. This is cool. Somebody's got it all blocked off so you don't fall in the sludge. Yeah, so there's been some work, man. Peeps have been busy on here and they've been doing some cool stuff. So basically, since last episode, I went and I kind of explored and I found a really cool area that I thought would be fun to start building in, and we just kind of ran with it. So I think this is Dolan's place here. Let's see if he's over here. Doesn't look like it. I think he's probably moved on to his own new base and stuff so far. But yeah, so the smeltery's grown, that's for sure. But I think everybody's kind of split off. Nobody's really hanging around spawn much anymore, I don't think. There may be a couple of people, but I think everybody's pretty much moved on. So yeah, so the first things first, like I said, I went out and I explored. I found a pretty cool area for us to start building in, and then first things I did was made an enhanced portal to get to and from. Makes it so much easier because there's a lot of machines and stuff that spawn that I still use because I don't have a bunch of technology and stuff over here yet. But there's a few things that I got really busy with, and I'll show you guys those pretty quick. So, but yeah, so this is our little area. Let's turn hover mode back on. What's the key for it again? There it is. But yeah, so we found this really cool spot. Up here is a rainforest biome, and then down here is a magical forest biome. Now, I wanted to be kind of close to a magical forest biome because I'm getting into Thaumcraft a little bit, and I know that there's some benefits to being closer to magical forest biome. I think there's like certain items and things that you can use only in this biome. And I thought that this area just looked really cool with the mountains and the kind of this inset cove type thing. And yeah, so I thought it would be kind of cool. So I ended up going with kind of like an oriental build style or build theme, and I think it came out really, really nice. It's kind of a throwback to one of the old Technical Beast servers that we played on. My buddy Mr. Erling, I think he remembers. I don't know if Ravens remembers or not, but yeah. So it's kind of a throwback to that. I think this is just a cool spot, and it kind of really fits the area very well. Lots of lush colors, bright colors, the sakura trees, and we got a bunch of the magical great wood trees and different things like that. So I think it came out really, really nice, and it's something that we can really add a lot of detail to. So I don't think this is going to be our final area. This is just going to be kind of like our starter base where we get kind of our starter technology, and then we'll go off and have like our big, you know, main base type thing. So but yeah, so I started off with this house, and I just kind of started throwing everything in here. So we got our books with all the, you know, the books that come with the different mods. So we got some enchanted books. I've got this here, which is for this energy condenser. Basically, this is a cheaty chest. You can throw in whatever you want, and it spits whatever you need out. So you can see up here, I am collecting diamonds, and we can basically just throw different things in here using the EMC value, and when this number reaches the EMC number that you see there, it'll spit out another diamond, which is pretty cool. Mods that I really wanted to get into that I thought we would just kind of try to grind our way through as quick as we could, and that's what I tried to do with Applied Energistics 2. This mod is super grindy. So over there, I have automatic circuits, or making automatic circuits. It's way out of the way for some reason. I don't know why I decided to build it over there, but it's there. And you use those for pretty much everything that Applied Energistics has to offer. So and all I really have set up with AE2 right now is a bunch of the storage cells. That way I don't have chests all over the place. Everything is in one spot, and we can kind of just pick it up and go if we ever need to, and we can just store everything all in one spot. Now I do have a few chests laying around that have random junk in it because I just ended up making a couple of new cells for us to be able to store some more stuff because everything was getting really, really, really full, and it was driving me crazy. So playing catch up from the last season of my Minecraft world with mods before we lost the world, there was a few things in the world that we had that I wanted to recreate. Now one of those things was we had our house, right? So that's that. And then we also had a greenhouse. Now we had Pam's Harvest Craft in the Direwolf 20 mod pack, but in Resonant Rise 3 on the Hypermine server, we have magical crops. Now they got some cool looking stuff in here. Very vivid, brightly colored crops, but there's a bunch more that we can get, but I thought in here it would just be kind of cool to grow some food, and that's where this chili came from. Spicy. But I think it came out pretty cool. So it's kind of a throwback to the one that we built on the single player world, but it looks a little bit different just to kind of make it tie in a little bit more so in this area, right? Now we also had talked about making a automated lumber farm or lumber yard, like an abandoned lumber yard. And so that's what this area is over here. We're going to get into this, I think, next episode, and it should be pretty cool. So I still got a little bit of work and things that I need to get done before we get ready to go. But I tried to tie in everything I could to the old world and get everything kind of ready to go. Because I haven't recorded on here it's been over a month or so. A little bit more, probably. Can we just get up here? And I don't know, it's coming along. I just wanted to get a bunch of stuff done off camera, because for those of you who don't know, I just moved, so I tried to get as much done before, and since I moved, I haven't actually been on here all that much, so there's still a lot of work for us to do. We got to play catch up. These guys have taken it to a whole nother level. Everybody is like super advanced, and I am still over here kind of in the Stone Age. But let's see, what else have we done that was a throwback to the first season? Not a whole lot. We've got a little bit of a little wheat farm and stuff here growing in the middle. We need to get some, we need to get our butcher shop. That was one of the ones that we wanted to do in the first world, was get like an automated cow farm. That way we could get some automatic food and we could have a bunch of beef and steak and stuff like that. So that's something that we're going to be doing soon. Now, the next thing is the suggestion board. Now, we have this thing. I found this the other night when we were streaming, and this is so cool, right? We have this up here. The suggestion board was something that we had in the first world, where we would take your suggestions or your ideas that you left in the comments down below, and we would take them and throw them into the world. That way, they were always staring us right in the face, and we knew that we had to get those done like right away. So before, we just had wooden signs kind of up on a post and different things like that, but I found this guy, and this thing is awesome. This is the Advanced Information Panel from Nuclear Control 2, which I believe is a subset mod of IC2, but this thing is really cool. So it does pretty much anything you can imagine. You come in here, you can kind of change the text around, and we can add more text cards to get rid of different things, and we can change this text in here. Let's see. Today is today. I can't type because there's a microphone in my face. Today is today, for whatever that means. I don't know. But it updates automatically, which is really cool. I think we can come in and I don't know what this button does. But this is the really cool one. So basically we can change everything about this sign and do some really cool stuff with it. So we can kind of change the vertical angle of it. We can change the thickness and the width. So basically we could have this kind of just hanging on the wall as a sign. We can come back in, we can change that. Let's pull that all the way back up. We can change the angle at which you can see it. Just all kinds of cool stuff, man. So I'm probably gonna change this up between this episode and next. That way it's a little bit bigger, and you know, once you guys, I know you're gonna leave a bunch of really cool comments down below. We're gonna take those comments, we're gonna add them to the suggestion board. So I'm gonna make it a little bit bigger, make sure we got enough room for everybody's ideas, and we can kind of take it and run from there. So that is something cool. That's something that I wanted to get done before today's episode. I built all these different areas. We kind of decided to build into the mountain here, which I think looks pretty boss. It looks pretty cool. And then coming down here, we have a branch mine down below, and then we also have a portal. Hi, guy. To the mining world, the Aroma 1977, 76, 1997 dimensional world, and that's pretty cool. That's where I've been doing most of my mining because it's easier there, and there's a ton of nodes which I've been using for Thaumcraft. Which we'll talk about here in just a second, but first I thought we'd come over here and show you my Tinker's Construct room. So this is where my smeltery is. Now, I have been working like crazy on my tools. So we have, I forget what this mod is called. I keep wanting to call it like Pickles or something, but it's something weird. It's a mod where you actually have to, Iguana Tweaks, that's what it's called. Nothing had to do with pickles. Iguana Tweaks is a mod that works hand in hand with Tinker's Construct. So it's basically your starter tools could be your in-game tools, and you can kind of go from there. So we've come up with some really cool ones. These are the ones that I've had. These are all basically my starter tools. This is my first sword, my first pick, my first axe, lumber axe, and hammer. I made a hammer. These guys are really cool. Everything is just so cool about these tools. And they level up, they experience. The more you use them, the better they get, and they get like different attributes. They get really fast, they get like more durability, they get all kinds of cool stuff. Now the one that I'm most excited about is my pickaxe. Now I was talking to a couple people about what's the best material to use, and Brink the Gamer introduced me to the stuff called Tartarite. Now Tartarite is extremely hard to get if you're trying to kind of work your way through the system pretty quickly. There's a couple of different ways to go about it, but we ended up kind of not cheating things in, but we had to use TNT to collect some stuff called Sanguinite in the Nether, which you can't harvest unless you have a certain level tool. But once you get that Sanguinite using the TNT, then you can pretty much mine anything that you need to mine. So that's what we did. We got everything that we needed, and this is my pick. So if you come in here, you can hold space and you can kind of see, or not space, shift, and see what everything is. So we have haste, which is like you know what haste is. It's like speed, right? We have luck, which is the fortune. We have auto repair, so it heals itself. It's like Wolverine. We have 50+% durability, which makes the durability crazy. And then you can see that the mining level is Manual Plus, which is the highest it goes. We got mining XP is boosted, and the skill level is Master. So we cannot level this pick up anymore. It's as high as it goes unless we start adding things to it that will drop the level, and then we can re-level up from there if we wanted to. So, repair material is Tartarite, which we talked about, which is a very difficult combination of different things that we actually have to put together. I believe it's a material called Atlas and something else. I forget what that one is. But it's very expensive and very hard to get, and kind of difficult to find. And the durability is 7,990, which is nuts. Along with my hammer, which you can see the durability is like 14,000. Effective durability of 15,597. We've got some crazy durability on our tools, but I got the mining speed up on this guy to 54. Now a normal pick is pretty quick, right? If you level it up, it gets pretty fast, but we got this guy and that is insanely fast. This is like practicalities fast. If you guys remember the imbued tool from Mod Sauce, this thing is nuts. Now it doesn't mine ores all that fast, but stone and all the stuff that you just want to get kind of like out of your way, it mines really quick, and I love it. It's my favorite thing. Now we got our hammer too, which is actually pretty quick. It's not like super fast, but it's fast enough, and it's really nice for digging long tunnels. So that is pretty much it for my tools. Now let's see if I can find my way out of here. Here we go. And yeah, but these tools took a long time, and you can see with my sword, I actually have to level this up even more. I think there's like 2 or 3 more levels that I have to go through, but you can see the skill XP is only about half of what it needs to level up to the next one. And each one of those numbers that you see, like 2,145 to 4,444, we have to kill that many mobs in order for that thing to level up. So it's going to be a while before I level up my sword. And it was the same way with my tools. I had to do a lot of mining, a lot of digging to get them all to the max level. So that is a really cool thing about the Quanta Tweaks, is like your starter tools can become your in-game tools, and this is pretty much the proof of it. So I got some really awesome tools out of that mod. So, last but not least, the thing that I've been working on and getting so frustrated with, this mod is crazy grindy, but it's super awesome, and I know it's going to be even cooler once I get further into this mod, but Thaumcraft. Now, I started with Thaumcraft pretty early on, and I think I had told you guys last episode that I really wanted to kind of take Thaumcraft and run with it. I didn't realize how intensive this mod is. It takes a lot of time, it takes a lot of effort to really get into it, and I think I've just barely scratched the surface. So we've got our infusion altar and everything down there with the matrix and all that kind of stuff, and different items, but it's just taking way too long. So I've decided to take kind of a break from that. We're going to try to get our base set up, start off with the user suggestions, and kind of really get the series rolling, and then we'll kind of come back to Thaumcraft as we want to, or whenever we can. and we've got this nice little area to do it all with. So basically, for those of you who don't know Thaumcraft, this is everything. This is where you start. The research table, this is where you get all your items, this is where you find out what you can make, what you can't make, what you need to make, what you're gonna make, what you can't ever really make, and everything else. It all happens right here. And then you use the arcane work table to use your wand that's full of V to do some infusion crafting. This is where you get like kind of your basic starter things from Thaumcraft, and then from there you take your Game Boy and you go into your compact machine world, which is just a place that I decided to start doing this. You do your crucible stuff, all your smelting or Thaumcraft boiling, I don't know what you want to call it, but this is where I decided to put my little Thaumcraft crucible so I can do all of our stuff in here. Now, I don't know if this is bad or good, or if it just doesn't matter. I don't know for the server, but I'm not really in here all that much. But I just didn't want to be throwing taint and all kinds of other bad stuff from Thaumcraft into my base. So I decided to do it in the compact machine world, and I've got that guy set up here in my Thaumcraft room. So if we ever need to use our crucible, that's where it is. So from there, you can make all this stuff, right? And then after that, you need to start collecting Essentia. And this is where it gets kind of grindy. So Essentia is basically in everything. Everything is made up of Essentia, different things like that. If you hold shift over items, you can see what everything is made of, and you know, stuff like that. So the deal with Essentia is you need Essentia, jars of Essentia, for infusion crafting, I believe. I could be getting all of this wrong. I may not even know what this mod is all about, but this is what I've got in my head right now. So take it with a grain of salt. Essentia is used for infusion crafting. So we get these jars full, and then whatever the crafting recipe requires of the Essentia, we put the jars around, and it'll suck the Essentia out of the jar and use it to make the item, right? So in order to collect Essentia, everything is made of Essentia. So if you hold shift, like I was saying, you can see what each object is made out of. Now, the problem that I was finding with Essentia is there are certain things. Let's take this one, for example. There's Potentia, Terra, and I think that's Vitreous in the middle. I forget exactly what it's called. I could be completely wrong on that. But say I needed Potentia, right? And just Potentia. If I take whatever this is, charged Certus quartz, and I take this and I put it into this alchemical furnace, it'll cook it and break down those different Essentia, right? And then from there we can take the Essentia out. This alembic is empty. You can take the Essentia out and stick it into these jars and collect that one certain kind of Essentia. Now, there's ways to automate this, which we haven't really gotten into yet, but as of right now, what I've been doing is just throwing certain things in here, using a file to pull it out of the alembic and then stick it into a jar and just kind of start bulk collecting everything that we're going to need for some of the starter basic infusion crafting recipes, right? Okay, so the problem that I was having is with this one, I just need Potentia. I don't need to start stocking up on Terra and whatever that crystal one is in the middle. I just need Potentia. So, and you know, it's charged Certus quartz, that's kind of expensive. We need that for AE and stuff right now. So what I was finding, this is actually, Drax showed me this. If we turn this on, we get we turn it on, we get fireworks. Basically, we have these are wisps from Thaumcraft. Now, the guy that's in there smoking like a madman, he's like a super powerful one, and he's just going to chill in there for a little while. But these guys, when they die, they drop this stuff called Essentia. Okay? Now, Essentia is made up of all kinds of stuff, but it's always just two. Okay? So we don't have like a third party involved. It's just basically the two types, and one is always the same. So that makes it really handy when we're trying to break everything down, because eventually I've got enough of this stuff all saved up, we can actually start voiding some of that stuff out, but I get everything that I need from the other side of the Essentia aspect that those Essentia have, right? Does this make sense? This is confusing to me. I know it's got to be confusing to you. So I built this whole thing. I killed, I think it was like 1,000 wisps or whatever it is to get a tier 5 soul shard in that thing. And now it drops all kinds of goodies. And we can use these to collect the Essentia that we need for our basic infusion crafting. There, we're done. I said it. We can move on. But that's really all I've got, and that there's so much stuff going on, right? There's a lot of stuff that we're gonna have to learn, a lot of stuff that we're gonna have to kind of relearn and learn to understand, and I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. So this is going to be my tour, man. I'm just about done. There's not much else for me to show you today. But I think next episode we're going to pick up where we left off and start building the abandoned lumber yard over here. We're going to do some cool stuff, make things look aesthetically pleasing as well. And I think I'm going to have a blast with it, man. Hopefully you guys will have fun with it too. Leave your ideas and comments and suggestions and stuff down below in the comments. Let me know what you want to see built. Like I said, we're going to automate things. So you want a cookie factory? Oh, we got to talk about that too. So you want a cookie factory? Say a cookie factory. You want a cake factory? Cake factory. If you want, I don't know what you want. If you want a space station, well, you can't build a space station, but we can do something. It's pretty cool. But yeah, so real quick, we'll go ahead and talk about this. This is a big reactor. So I streamed last Friday for about 6 hours, and we jumped on this server and we got some work done, man. So we hung out over here for about like 3 or 4 hours and we made our first big reactor. So my only power up until this point was the wind turbines that you see over there on the other side of the house, and then that one right there. Now this guy is nuts. Big shout out to somebody who was hanging out in the stream, Santiago. He came up with this design, or showed me this design, which is absolutely crazy, man. So if we go up to the top, it worked really well. So I don't know anything about big reactors. He basically just said, hey, build this and you'll be happy with it. So that's what we did, and it's absolutely nuts. So you can see we got all the different like control rods and stuff like that. Let's collect this before I forget it's up here. But this thing creates a mass amount of power. So you can see in here we have an energy buffer of 10 million RF, which is crazy, and it produced that much power in a matter of seconds. So we'll go ahead and turn it on for all you buffs. Is it going to turn on now that it's full of power? Activate reactor. Deactivate reactor. What is going on here? Okay, there it goes. It just needed to catch up for a second. But yeah, this thing is crazy. It produces about 12,000 RF, 13,000 RF per tick. It uses just about like half of the fuel, I believe. And I'm not real sure. I don't know how to read all of this just yet. There's a lot of research and stuff that I had to do. Fuel reactivity, we get about 400%, which is insane. Right now we're just wasting power, so I'm going to go ahead and turn this thing off. But as soon as we get some way to like transfer this power into everything else, I don't think power is really going to be an issue. We have a ton of yellowite, which turns into I think it turns into uranium now. Let's see. Yeah, so we got all of this uranium stuff that we can power or use to power this big reactor, and our power situation. Our power is not an issue anymore. So that is really cool. So big thanks to Santiago. I really appreciate your help showing me on that. There's still a lot of need to learn about big reactors mod, so I'm going to do some research before we mess with any of that next time. But other than that, that is pretty much it. I think I've got you guys all caught up on everything that's going on, so I will let you guys go. I will see you guys in the next episode of my Minecraft World with Mods here on the Hypermine Resonant Rise 3 server. And yeah, so leave your comments down below, leave your ideas and suggestions for what we're going to do next episode and the episodes to come. Check out the links in the description below. Let me know. Follow me on Twitter. Do everything that it says down there. Follow the rules. Follow the rules. And I will see you guys next time, right? So thank you so much for watching. Peace.